I was in the middle of a client meeting when my phone lit up with a message from Mr. Peterson, my biggest client. "Your brother just called. Said you're shutting down and he'll take over my account. What's going on?" I stared at the screen and felt my whole world tilt. Derek wasn't trying to help me. He was trying to bury me. "My name's Maya. I'm 28 years old. 2 years ago, I walked away from my family's marketing firm to start my own brand consulting business. That decision almost broke me. Growing up, I was always the creative one, while my brother Derek was the business genius. Mom and Dad pushed us to work together, to build the family legacy side by side. But working with Derek meant watching him take credit for my ideas, dismiss my input, and treat me like I was there to make him look good. So I left. I started from scratch with tiny freelance gigs, working late nights in my apartment, pitching to anyone who'd listen. I built a portfolio one project at a time. Slowly, I started landing real clients, people who respected my work, who valued what I brought to the table. It was proof I didn't need the family firm. I didn't need Derek. But Derek never forgave me for leaving. To him, I'd abandoned the family, embarrassed them. I didn't have a safety net or Dad's corporate contacts, but I had something Derek didn't. Clients who actually wanted to work with me. If you've ever been pushed aside by family, subscribe right now and tell me where you're watching from. I called Mr. Peterson back immediately. My hands were shaking, but I kept my voice steady. "Mr. Peterson, hi. I just saw your message. I'm not shutting down." I don't know why Derek would say that. There was a pause on the other end. "Maya, your brother sounded really concerned. He said you were overwhelmed, maybe having some kind of breakdown?" My face burned. A breakdown. Derek told my client I was unstable. "I'm completely fine," I said, forcing calm into my voice. "I'm fully committed to your project. I'll have the next phase to you by end of week." Peterson hesitated. "Well," he seemed genuinely worried. "He said it runs in the family?" I wanted to scream. Instead, I reassured him, promised everything was on track, and hung up before my voice could crack. The second the call ended, I dialed Derek. "Hey, sis, what's up?" His voice was cold, casual, like he hadn't just tried to destroy me. "What the hell did you say to Mr. Peterson?" "I'm protecting the family reputation," Derek said smoothly. "Your little freelance experiment is making us look bad." "I built that client relationship myself. You had no right." He cut me off. "Dad agrees with me. He thinks you're in over your head. You should come back to the firm before you embarrass us." My stomach dropped. Dad knew? I called him next, my hands shaking so hard I could barely hold the phone. "Maya, Derek's just looking out for you," Dad said, his tone tired and patronizing. "Maybe it's time to admit this isn't working." "So you knew he called my clients?" "Don't be dramatic. He made one call. You're overreacting." I hung up and opened my email. That's when I saw it. Derek had sent a mass message to 3 of my top clients. Subject line, transition plan, family business update. In the email, he told them I was struggling to keep up with demand and offered to step in seamlessly. He CC'd our father. One client had already replied, "Thanks for the heads up, Derek. Let's set up a call." I sat there staring at the screen, feeling the ground fall out from under me. Derek wasn't just undermining me. He was stealing my career. A week later, Mom called about a family dinner to celebrate Derek. I showed up thinking it was just the 4 of us. Instead, the whole extended family was there. Aunts, uncles, cousins. Turns out Derek had been telling everyone he was expanding the firm with new consultants. He meant my clients, my work. Uncle Ron clapped Derek on the back. "Heard you're helping Maya out too. That's real family." I tried to speak up. Actually, those were my clients. Derek interrupted with a bright smile. Don't worry, Maya, I'll make sure you get a finder's fee. The whole table laughed, like Derek was being generous. No one asked for my side of the story. Later, Aunt Linda leaned over and asked how my side business was going. Before I could answer, Derek jumped in. She's learning that clients need stability. I'm basically doing damage control. My cousin laughed. Classic Maya. Always the dreamer. Mom added, trying to be supportive. Well, at least Derek's there to catch you when you fall. My throat tightened. They actually believed I was failing. I mentioned the pitch I'd been preparing for a potential major client. Something huge. Something that could change everything. Derek smirked. Good luck with that. Just don't embarrass the family name, okay? The table went quiet for a second. Then someone changed the subject. I sat there, invisible. A few days later, I got a message from Claire, a former coworker who'd left the family firm a year ago. Hey, weird question. Did you ask Derek to check on you? She sent me a screenshot. Derek had reached out to her and 2 other mutual contacts in my network. His message: Maya's been under a lot of stress. I'm worried about her. Has she seemed off to you? My blood ran cold. He wasn't just sabotaging my clients. He was poisoning my entire professional reputation. I texted him, You're trying to destroy my career. His reply came fast. I'm trying to save you from yourself. You never should have left. Come back to the firm and I'll fix all of this. The threat was clear. Submit or lose everything. I lay awake that night, staring at the ceiling, wondering if I should just give up. What if clients really did believe Derek? What if I couldn't recover from this? Part of me wanted to crawl back, apologize, make it all stop. But a deeper part, angry, exhausted, done, refused to let Derek win. What Derek didn't know was that I'd seen this coming. Weeks ago, I'd started noticing strange questions from clients. Are you planning any changes? Is everything okay? So I started documenting everything. Every email Derek sent, every lie he told, screenshots, call logs, timestamps. I saved it all. I kept impeccable records of my client work too, signed contracts with my name, project files, glowing testimonials. I quietly reached out to a few trusted clients and asked if anyone unusual had contacted them. 3 confirmed Derek had called or emailed. Meanwhile, I'd been working on something even bigger. A potential client Derek didn't even know about. A mid-sized tech company looking to rebrand. If I landed it, it would be my biggest contract ever. I'd been prepping for weeks. Research, mock-ups, full strategy decks. Derek thought he was 10 steps ahead. But while he was busy tearing me down, I was building something he couldn't touch. And I had receipts for everything. I met Claire for coffee a few days later. She looked at me across the table and sighed. He did the same thing to me. Took credit. Spread rumors. Made me look incompetent. I had to leave. She offered to be a reference, said she knew 2 other people Derek had burned the same way. Then I reached out to James, a business attorney and distant family friend. I showed him everything. He leaned back in his chair, shaking his head. This is textbook defamation. He's knowingly spreading false information that's damaging your business. I don't want to sue my own brother, I said. I just want him to stop. James nodded slowly. Then you need leverage, something that makes him back off. Meanwhile, Derek's arrogance kept growing. He texted me. 3 clients down. You're welcome to keep the scraps. In the family group chat, Dad praised Derek for stepping up during difficult transitions. No one even mentioned me. Then came the breaking point. My big pitch was in 2 days. Somehow, Derek found out about it. He called the company, pretending to be my partner, and offered to collaborate. The VP called me, confused. We weren't expecting a team approach. I had to do damage control. Explain that Derek wasn't involved, wasn't authorized, wasn't anything to do with my business. That's when I realized Derek would not stop until I had nothing left. But I was done running. I arranged a family meeting. Just me, Derek, and both our parents. Derek walked in looking smug, like he thought I was surrendering. "So you finally came to your senses?" he said, sitting down. "I knew you'd realize you need us." I opened my laptop calmly. "Actually, I wanted to show you all something." I pulled up a folder labeled Evidence. Inside, every email Derek had sent, every false claim, every lie, organized, time-stamped, undeniable. Emails where he told clients I was unstable, unreliable, shutting down. Screenshots of his messages to my network, spreading fake concern. Client contracts, proving I built those relationships long before Derek interfered. Dad's face went pale. "Derek, you told me you were just checking in on her." Derek stammered. I was helping." I cut him off, my voice steady and cold. "You told Mr. Peterson I was having a breakdown. You told Allison I was quitting. You lied, Derek. To my clients, using our family name." Mom looked horrified. "Derek, is this true?" Derek's face flushed red. "She abandoned the family. She deserved—" I played my final card. I opened a PDF, a cease and desist letter, drafted by James. "I spoke to a lawyer," I said. "What you did is called defamation. I have witnesses, documentation, and evidence of financial damages." I let that sink in. "I don't want to sue my own brother, but if you contact one more client, one more colleague, or say one more lie about me, I will." Derek went white. "You wouldn't actually—" I leaned forward. "Try me." Dad finally spoke, his voice shaking. "Derek, apologize. Now." Derek's voice cracked. There's so much pressure and you don't understand." I stood up. "I'm done understanding. I'm done making excuses for you." Then I dropped the last bombshell. "Oh, and that pitch you tried to ruin? I landed it. Signed the contract this morning. Biggest client I've ever had." Derek's face crumbled. I picked up my laptop and looked him in the eye. "You didn't destroy me, Derek. You just proved I never needed you." I walked out of that meeting and didn't look back. Derek tried calling, texting. I blocked him. My parents sent a formal apology email. I read it, replied politely, but kept my distance. Claire connected me with 2 others who'd left the firm because of Derek. We shared our stories, supported each other. My new client referred me to 2 more companies. 6 months later, my business was thriving. My reputation was stronger than ever. Derek's behavior eventually got out in the industry. People stopped trusting him. Family dinners are still awkward, but I don't crave their approval anymore. I built something real, something no one can take from me. I used to think being family meant loyalty no matter what. Now I know, real loyalty doesn't destroy, it builds. And I was done letting Derek tear me down. If you've ever had to stand up to someone who tried to sabotage your dreams, hit that subscribe button right now. Have you ever been betrayed by a sibling or someone you trusted? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one. Tell me where you're watching from. Let's build a community that lifts each other up instead of tearing each other down. Your story matters. Don't let anyone make you believe otherwise.